We're going to meet with him. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Mr. President, Netherlands TV, thank you for visiting our country.
Good.
As I understood,
Thank you.
I, of course, would like to know how you slept last night at the House of the King.
Oh, I slept beautifully.
But probably a more serious question. I think you just had a meeting with President Zelensky. Did you discuss any ceasefire in this Russo-Ukrainian?
No.
All right, patriots, listen up. We just got another glimpse into exactly why President Donald J. Trump remains the leader this country and this world so desperately needs right now. In a recent interview during his visit to the Netherlands, President Trump was asked about his meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky and whether a ceasefire was on the table. The way he handled the question, the diplomacy, the clarity, folks, this is how a real president operates. This isn't some rehearsed political nonsense. This is a man who's been there, done that, and is ready to do it again.
No, I wanted to know how he's doing. He was very nice, actually. You know, we had little rough times sometimes. He was, couldn't have been nicer. I think he'd like to see an end to this. I do. I think what I took from the meeting couldn't have been nicer, actually. But I took from the meeting that he'd like to see it end. I think it's a great time to end it. I'm going to speak to Vladimir Putin and see if we can get it ended. But look, these are brave people. They're fighting these wars all over the place. You know, last week they had, I guess, I told you, close to 7,000 young soldiers, Russian and Ukrainian soldiers were killed, 7,000 in 1 week. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'll be speaking to Putin. No, I had a good meeting with Zelensky, and I had a lot of good meetings. We had a lot of good meetings with a lot of people, a lot of great leaders. But he's fighting a brave battle. It's a tough battle. Yeah.
Let's break it all down. So first things first, President Trump sat down with President Zelensky, and here's what he said. He couldn't have been nicer. I think he'd like to see an end to this. Now remember, this isn't the media's version of Trump. This isn't the caricature CNN peddles every night. This is a seasoned leader sitting across from a wartime president and really understanding what's at stake. Trump didn't show up to scold or virtue signal like Biden. He came to connect. And that's why world leaders, even the ones who've disagreed with him, respect the man. When asked directly whether he discussed a ceasefire, Trump said no. They didn't talk specific terms, but he read the room. He could tell Zelensky is tired, the Ukrainian people are tired. Everyone wants an end to this war. And let me say this as a proud American, war should never be the first option. It should always be the last resort, but when we engage, when the world watches us engage, they need to know we're not throwing lives away for the sake of dragging out a global chess game. Here's where it gets real. Trump said he's planning to speak with Vladimir Putin. That's not weakness, that's strategy. That's diplomacy backed by strength. Under Biden, we got billions sent to Ukraine with no oversight, no clear objective, and no plan to win or to end it. Under Trump, we'd already be working toward peace, not endless war. And he made that clear in his statement. I think it's a great time to end it. Damn right it is. And Trump is the only one who has the credibility and backbone to make that happen. Let's talk numbers. Trump said nearly 7,000 young Russian and Ukrainian soldiers died in just 1 week. Think about that. These are kids, farmers, students, fathers, sons. And for what? So Biden can keep laundering billions through war contractors. So NATO can play empire builder? No. That's not America first, that's deep state nonsense, and Trump knows it. We don't glorify war, we glorify peace through strength. That's Reagan's legacy, that's Trump's legacy. Folks, this wasn't just a diplomatic trip. This was Trump signaling, loud and clear, that if he's back in the White House, this endless war ends. Not because we surrender, but because we negotiate from a position of power, common sense, and respect for life. The media won't show you this version of Trump, but we will. He's not a warmonger, he's not a puppet. He's a builder, a deal maker, and a patriot who wants American soldiers home, American dollars invested here, and American families protected. If you're tired of sending billions overseas while veterans sleep in the streets, if you're tired of wars with no end and politicians with no spine, if you're ready to put America first again, then hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Should Trump negotiate directly with Putin to end this war? Because I say, it's time. Enough blood has been spilled. Let's bring back the leadership that actually gets things done. I stand with peace, I stand with power, and I stand with Trump. Let's take our country back.